Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Just Gaming Today. Today we're going to play Outhold again. When we last left off, we were going through the trials and the build challenges, and we got through level 7, I believe. So let's defend. Check this out. Yeah, so we have level 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we're on level 8. If you'd like to see the challenges completed, I believe the last 3 videos in this series have the time trials and the build challenges. We kind of work through them together, take a look at things and try different approaches and, move through that. Now on level 8, it's saying explosion damage, and then less than 135 seconds. So I'm wondering, I've been splitting them, but maybe we can get through them. It seems like at these higher levels, trying to do both of these at once is a little tough. But let's try for the explosion damage and see if it just works out on a timing. I'm not really sure. I haven't tried explosion damage. I did take a look through at the start. I think explosion damage is in this bomb brigade. That seems to be where explosive is. I'm not really sure. I don't see explosive anywhere else. So I did look through some of these trees. It's burning and all this jumping and stuff down here for the lightning. There's no search on this screen to tell you, where things are. So that is something I think would be awesome to add to the game, just a search here. So again, unless I'm missing something, I don't see it. So let's go in this bomb brigade. So I did try bomb brigade before. I didn't really care for it very much, but let's try to get this explosive damage point here. It says when defeated, they explode. The grunts, so the spawned grunts, have a 25% chance to become explosive. When defeated, they explode, dealing 15% of the defeating hits damage to all nearby enemies. So you can get this big AoE effect with them. I didn't find it very effective when I tried it before, but I also didn't have all the points to build the tree out in its totality. So maybe it's better than I'm led to believe. So let's go ahead and get into it. Raise the chance of explosive grunts to spawn by 5%. So let's get that maxed out. Seems to be how we're going to be doing our damage. Spawned runners and leapers have a 15% chance to become explosive. I think we're going to definitely need that. And then we've got raise all explosion damage by 20%. So we're going to need to max that out. If we run out of points, we're going to have to leech some from the rest of the tree here. I kind of started with a basic arrow tree. I might try and build out the arrows a little more if I have. Might shift some of this into the actual arrow damage versus the pulls. Then this is basic money tree and some extra arrow damage over here and some extra health. With that being said, I might have to leech from the pools or the pulse tower, but we'll see how far we can get here. So this is all maxed out here. So increase the size of explosions by 10%. We've got lots of blue, so let's just grab that. Raise all explosion damage by another 20%. Let's just max that. Towers hit by explosions will charge by 0.15 seconds. That's charge. Raise the amount of towers are charged by explosions. And then explosions have a 5% chance to create a pool. So that's pretty good. I'm going to just take one here and then go into the pools. We have pools over here and pools over here. So hopefully the pools can help us out too. Let's take a look at this part. So elites, So elites have a 5% chance to trigger an explosion when hit, with direct damage dealing 50% of the triggering hits damage. That seems pretty good. Let's see how many we have points here. Now it's too much for that one. So let's take a point here and just get these kind of started. Bosses have a 5% chance to trigger an explosion when hit, with direct damage dealing 100% of the triggering hit. That seems pretty good. And then here, increase the chance for bosses to trigger an explosion by 5%. We have lots of blue, so let's just grab all of that. So all this blue down here, increase the chance for elites to trigger explosions. Let's do that. So that's blued out. Now here we have an extra fireball. So explosions have a 5% chance to launch a fireball. Each fireball applies burn to enemies it hits, dealing 10% of the explosion's damage per tick. At the end of its path, the fireball also explodes for 10% initial explosion's damage. Okay, we have gold there, so that's good. We're probably going to need to get some of this lower level currency to max these out. But for the moment, let's just keep those and see what we can do here. Adds 25% chance for an additional fireball launch when explosive enemy is defeated. Let's do that. Now, these two raise the explosion damage caused by fireballs by 20%. I think we've got enough for these. Probably both of them. Okay, so everything blue over here is good. We do have one purple left. We'll probably get into that. I need to find some basic points here. I do think we need some arrow tower points. Maybe we go out of the pulse tower altogether. Now, I have never done that. I've never gotten rid of the pulse tower. But maybe it's time to try a run without a pulse tower and see how we do. Just go pure arrow towers. So let's see if we can make this happen. We get some blue back there. We get this done. Let's see this pulse tower. We can get a basic pulse tower if we wanted. So we have 4,643. So let's go ahead and max these out. I think we want to just try the explosion as much as we can. We still need 300. I don't think we're going to be able to scavenge that too well. 100% chance of their coins upon death. I don't think we really need that maxed out. Raise max health. I do like having the max health, but maybe we don't. You know, that's a lot of max health, but maybe we just go for everybody's going to die. And then we get these points back here to allow us to have a little more working currency. All right, so let's see what next here. I think we're going to take this last stand out. I think we're going to need some of these light, or what's it called, early game rewards. Yeah, some early game rewards. We're definitely going to need it. Sorry about that. I had to take a little call. Okay, so back to this. So early game enemy reward. We've got about 2,000 here. I think we're going to need raise chance for fireball by 1 is 1,500 of that. I'm not sure we can do that. We do have a purple here. We can take one purple here, I saw. Yeah, so we got 3 purple invested here. It takes away 10 life, but then we can get some of this purple stuff here. When arrow tower is charged, it gives extra poison. When leveling up an arrow tower, it gains 20% increased base fire rate, but loses base damage. I think we're going to snag this one because we have some charging items here. When charged by explosions, let's go ahead and grab this and see if we can do some extra things there. I think we've used all of our purple that we're looking to use, at least at the moment. Yeah. As far as green, I think we're going to have a lot of leftover green just doing nothing. So I think what I want to do, we've got 2 gold and we've got just a little bit of the unspent things here. I think I am going to keep the pulse tower here and then go back up here and grab just one of each, just get the base levels. And then, let's see, charge buff and damage link. I do have 2 golds. I don't think I need any golds down here. So let's invest. Oh, wait. So let's do the charge buff because we've been, the pulse tower also charges towers within its radius by 0.25. I'm not sure that we're going to have that kind of a setup, but maybe we would. Raise all charge times by 0.05. Let's snag that real quick. We'll come back to this. I was also looking at this multi-crit. Each critical hit, I think this is on arrow towers. Raise multi-crit limit by 1. Let's go ahead and let's fill out some of this arrow tower stuff first. The marks, I think I'm going to have. So we got auto mark are cheap. This exploitation of marks is good. We have lots of green, so unharmed vulnerable enemies take an additional 50% damage. We're going to do that. We do have a bunch of blue. There's nothing else down here. Now, I can do... We have all of our lower... Hold on, what's this one? Exposing slow. So that's with the vulnerable stuff. So let's grab... Yeah, let's do this one here and do the exploitation vulnerability. Okay, we got 8. So that would spend all of our low-level currency. And then we've got 1,329 blue. We're all blued out here other than this one. Charges shortened. Let's see. Towers hit by explosions will charge. Maybe this is pretty good because hopefully we're going to be exploding a lot, but let's get some. Raise the base damage of arrow towers by 15%, but increases their coin cost. Raise the arrow's base damage by an additional 5. We need how much here? So 150, 300. We're done. What's this one do? Leveling up a tower increases the base damage by an additional 5%. The cost will go up even higher. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's better investments here, but for the moment, let's see what we can get up here too for cheap. When the towers charge, it will deal an additional 5%. Slowed enemies take additional 2%. And then when an enemy is defeated, there's a 5% chance to create a pool. Then we've got no more we can do here. No more we can do here. We have 1 gold. I'm thinking that this might be the way to go here with our, this is damage links and multi-crit. So maybe multi-crit and look at what we can do here. We do have somewhere where it creates burning with the fireballs, right? Yeah, raise the burn damage caused by all fireballs by 100%. So, causes to combust for up to 3 ticks. Let's grab that in this. We're just looking for cheap add-ons, basically. Okay. Above 3. I think we're going to be leveling our 3 or above. Yeah, so I think that's a worthwhile investment too. Okay, so I think we spent everything. I don't think there's anywhere else that we can spend greens. Oh, we can spend one more there. That's good. This is a helpful technology. So we have this exposed. So charge bonuses can now stack up to 15 times. Okay. Then we have anything else exposed? Yes, we have this one. Leveling up an arrow tower to level 5 causes it to fire a 3rd arrow. Let's grab that because we have the points there. Nothing else is really exposed other than we don't have that one now. Okay. So I think that's our build we're going to try. So let's defend. We're going to do level 8. We need 175,000 total explosion damage and complete the level. So I think we're going to try and do it as fast as we can, but we're also going to make sure that we do this explosion damage. So let's see if just getting through it will meet the explosion criteria. This here, if we put a pulse tower, I think it slows and adds poison. Enraged, defeating enemy temporarily increases damage by 100% and fire rate by 100%. I think we're going to put a pulse tower here. And didn't go back and look at wave 8 like exactly what I did. But let's throw an arrow tower here and an arrow tower here. I don't think I did this, but let's just see. Let's put an arrow tower here. Hold on, let's level these up. And then let's go with 10. And then I'm going to look to maybe put pulse towers in and arrow towers down here. I remember having everything kind of grouped up here. But since it's all free, I definitely want to try and take advantage of these free artifacts here. So let's start the wave and see if this speed thing is going to work for me. A pulse tower is going to be 25. So let's put a pulse tower here. And then I'm probably going to put another arrow tower here in the middle and give it the artifact thing. Let's go a little early if we can. So arrow tower. Let's give it the light, which is the one that does the extra base fire range. Yes. And let's do another, oops, sorry, pulse tower here. And then I want an arrow tower down here. Chant with, let's do wind. Should be actually hitting this button more. So I'm going to put an earth on this side here. And then let's level up. Remember leveling these guys up some. So we got that. Let's do an arrow tower here if we can. Or let's do arrow tower here. Because I still have artifacts to use. So enchant with fire. And then let's enchant this one with ice. Let's go again. Let's level this up, level up. These guys have been killing lots of stuff, so their level up are cheaper. Can I get another arrow tower at 450? Probably, maybe. Let's see. I think it's probably better to level these guys up. Yeah. Okay. Okay, wave 8. I don't think I want to accelerate this, but I do think I want to keep... Oh, 0. What was that all? Oh, I killed enough stuff to just get a free level up. That's interesting. Come on, kill this boss. Kill him, kill him, kill him. Can I do more? Oh, I got him with 1 second. Yes. Okay. Oh, we got both. Excellent. So we did the explosions. So we did 251,000 with explosions, which is about, what, 75K more than we needed, I believe. And then we got the arrow tower. We did it by 1 second. We barely did it. That's okay. Barely counts. So I like that. Excellent. Okay. All right, so let's look at upgrades again. So we did earn a little bit of points, but not much on the early game, but we did earn a bunch of blue, which is kind of where we need things to be. This early game rewards, I kind of would like to have more of those for sure. So I think we're gonna have to snag those in level 9. But I think we're gonna stop there for tonight and pick back up. I think next time we're gonna have to figure out how to do. So we do have level 8 done. So level 9, we haven't even completed. Now, I did get some advice in a comment that said to use this same type of build on level 9 and the explosions will help, clear things. That was really my problem with this is that second wave of level 9 is quite rough. It is very difficult. So hopefully this explosion build that we have set up will work for this as well. Now, what we do have here is defeat the final waves to get the gold, complete the level in less than 300 seconds. So this one must go on for quite a while. I think the highest one before this was maybe 135 or 145. So this one gives you a lot of time to complete it. So it's throwing a lot of stuff at you, I believe. Do at least 25,000 damage in a single hit and complete the level. Now, this one, I think we're going to have to maybe, in this build, we might have to switch out of this arrow part here. At least these things here, and go into this heavy arrow to get to that type of damage on one hit. But we might have to do maybe 2 different runs on level 9. I'm not sure. We'll try it out next time. I hope everybody enjoyed this one. Like, subscribe, dislike if you like, or leave a comment. Sorry I had to take a few pauses in there. I had to take a few calls while I was making this one. But I really do appreciate everybody, and thanks for hanging with me on these Outhold videos. Also, before I sign off, check out the How Many Dudes. That demo is really, really cool. So check out the How Many Dudes, and I do have 2 videos up on that. One's up right now, and I'm going to push the other one up here as I'm recording this one. It's a really cool game. It does take a time requirement is pretty high. But you can pause it and pick it up again. And it's a really fun game. I think, I really want to see the final build of that when it gets close. It's a pre-alpha demo, but it's very solid. So check that out too. Take care, everybody.